All right, let's do a quick video. Lots of stuff going on in the crypto world. Let's get to the show. All right, so I gotta write the newsletter. It's the 30th, so I'll try to film this very quick and then get right back to writing this. Probably going to be another 30 to 40 pages of stuff. A lot of stuff going on in the news. I think one thing that was maybe underlooked last week was the GDP, which grew at a 2.8% pace. Much more, actually. It was supposed to be 2.1% at the forecast. So economy is doing well. I think people are expecting a rate cut coming up tomorrow. By the time this is, sorry, not tomorrow, but it'll come up in September is the expected. If you look at Polymarket, actually, Polymarket expects there to be up to 3 rate cuts now. So in terms of market, in terms of times to buy, it does seem like now, if we keep seeing a dip, and I'll get to that in a second, it might be a great time to buy. I'm actually looking at this Polymarket, trying to bring this into the tab here. All right. You can see like 3 rate cuts is now favored over all the other bets right now. This is actually kind of a new development, and that's because CPI is actually negative month over month. And I think, I think this is going to cause like a big jump in the stock market probably tomorrow, right? We're seeing a big dip right now. And the reason why is because of earnings. Now, both Alphabet and Tesla had disappointing earnings. Alphabet was actually because they're increasing their AI spend. So right now is kind of like a like arms race, really, to get the biggest GPU cluster and then train the biggest models. And as a result, we're seeing stuff like Microsoft drop after hours. You know, their earnings were not as good, but basically they're saying they're going to spend a lot of money on AI, and it's going to take them a long time to recoup the ROI. AMD now is, I've been saying has been a good buy, actually, because they are now on the Llama 405B race. They say like they can host it, so people might just buy AMD chips now. And then I think NVIDIA, let's just like type it in Google here. NVIDIA is also up on the earnings as well from AMD, but you can see like stock is down 100. That hurts. And I think maybe because people are up so much, they're unwinding and rotating that to other profits. Kind of like the crypto sell the pump into a dip strategy, right? Okay, let's kind of move on here. Trump spoke at the Bitcoin conference last Saturday. He he has a couple of main points. One is that he's endorsing cryptocurrencies, obviously. He wants USA to be a central crypto nation. He wants us to compete against everybody else. I think these are not actually very good points. There's a couple other things. Like one was he raised $25 million from the speech. He also talked about assigning a advisor to cryptocurrencies. He talked about firing Jerry Gensler, which is like got a huge applause. So he's all in. He's like trying to get more crypto donations, obviously. But I think he's picked a side, and now, like we said, Democrats have to position themselves now. And we predict that the Democrats are going to come out to be pro-crypto soon. But now there's rumors that she's picking an anti-crypto candidate for her VP pick. So that would be, again, bad for crypto. Crypto would probably drop as a result. I'm a little bit sick. Apologies. Again, I'm always a little bit sick, it seems. Senator Loomis is announcing a proposal to get 1 million Bitcoins in a strategic reserve. I think RFK Jr. said the same thing. Buy $615 billion worth of Bitcoin. Again, kind of crazy stuff, to say the least. But obviously good for the price of Bitcoin. And people obviously are a little bit like, it's like incentive alignment here. Bitcoin holders want Bitcoin to go up, so they cheer any candidate that makes Bitcoin go up, right? That's kind of essentially what's happening here. Circle, the company that does USDC, is going to be trading around $5 billion right now in the private market, and I think they're looking for an IPO very soon. And used to be valued at $9 billion actually. In terms of GameFi news, Hamster Combat is going to give away a 60% airdrop, so that's a pretty big, substantial airdrop, and probably good because there's less like holders of the coin that are like from the team and can dump, or VCs even. Good news from the SEC front. They're removing like securities from the case against Binance. I think the other thing is they're charging Nader Al Naji, who did BitClout from the company called DeSo. So basically, this is SEC going after individuals, going after crimes versus going after well-established networks that are like very valuable and well admired by the ecosystem. If you go after the stuff everybody likes, you're going to get a lot of pushback. Going after scams or individuals, it's a little bit easier for the SEC in terms of their kind of like public visibility. Okay, so let's Scottie Pippen came out with this project called GameFi Ball. I think again equally ridiculous as actually I think it's even worse than some of the other celeb coins. I guess this one is trying to peg the value to a ball, and the ball is maybe worth I don't know how much it's worth actually. Is it couple $100,000? Anyway, it's pegging to something with a low market cap, and it doesn't even mean you own the ball. It just says the custodian holds the ball. Let me see if I could go up. So yeah, the physical ball remains in possession of the custodian. Is not affiliated with any sports leagues, not physical ownership of the ball. What's the point of this thing, right? Okay, so that's celeb coins in a nutshell. Illuvium launched over the last week. It is actually kind of a sell the news event, as you can see. So everybody was waiting for the launch, and then it came out, and then the price is down. However, in the I think the longer term, it's still down in the last 3 months and approaching its 1 year. So again, GameFi coins having a rough time because of adoption. Hamster Combat, though, a lot of adoption apparently. Okay, so interesting thing. The whole market, week over week, is kind of like green on the Bitcoin, green on the Solana. This is our coin of the week. We talked about XRP also anticipating a dismissal of the lawsuit, which is why it keeps going up. And I think the big red flag here is Ethereum. Ethereum ETF went live. Why is it down 4% week over week? And I think we did anticipate a sell the news event, and actually the altcoins are also selling. Actually, Bitcoin Cash going up 20% was the opposite of what we thought. We actually thought Bitcoin Cash could drop because of Mt. Gox distributions, which we'll get to in a bit. And then I think some of these are like just a little unfair. I think all the other L1s are down 7-8%. It seems like everybody's just rotating into Solana, right? Solana is like the next like ETF coin potentially. Oh, Aave 107. This is great. This is one of the projects we've been highlighting as well as good. So I'm glad that at least that one's up, right? And a couple other ones that are actually a couple coins are like breaking away from the trend, which is nice. Okay, so why did Ethereum go down with an ETF? Well, it turns out here's the flow of funds. Day one there was actually a net positive of 100 million of Ethereum. Now you can see it's actually negative. In fact, total over $500 million of Ethereum has been sold and dumped on the ETF, which means that it means that, like we said, there's probably some liquidity event that forced some sellers to sell because it's time to get out for them, right? And the other thing is like probably going into Solana. But before we go there, Ethereum just turned 9 years old. Again, like half the age of Bitcoin, about, right? Is that right? I'm getting old now. I can't even remember now how old Bitcoin is. Actually, I'm just gonna search what it is. How old is Bitcoin? And it is 2008. 2008 was 16 years ago. Okay, so not quite half. Little more than half. Mt. Gox, they did receive their funds. This is again like $9 billion worth of funds waiting to get dumped on Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. But then strangely, the prices are up, which is again a little bit interesting, right? It's interesting that nobody really dumped at scale. We also had Solana take over Ethereum in weekly fee revenue for the first time in history. This includes MEV, it includes tips, it includes obviously transaction fees. This is a pretty big deal. This is like the first time. Solana, by the way, was up to almost 200. I think it's like 192. And over here, this is in March. So it's trying to break through the previous peak, and we think that again we're very bullish on Solana, even since like 120. So if there was again kind of an easier pick of the week, maybe it's Solana again. I know we keep putting it week over week, but it's just like very strong performing. Keeps wanting to break through, and it's on a dip right now. So that's something to consider. And then Compound. This is a crazy situation, but a whale bought enough Compound coins to take over a vote to donate some coins, $24 million, to another DeFi protocol, and they almost won, and they've reached they resolved the vote, even though the vote approved to allocate the $24 million. Now there's a new offer, a new staking product aimed at aligning the interests and then also helping Humpy, this guy. So basically, like doing something that everybody wins situation. Again, this is called a governance attack. You take over a protocol, and then you can do what you want by voting in the way you want. So this is a very new trend. It's going to be in the newsletter. And you can see Compound is kind of like returning back here. It kind of like looked like kind of like Doomsday, right? Almost $40. So it's up. It is quite up like a lot from this drop over here from this governance attack here. All right. Since I'm sick and I got to type the newsletter, I'll end it there. If I were to pick 2 coins, probably Solana, and then I've been monitoring Nearcoin. Nearcoin has been dropping, but I do like what they're doing on the AI front. So like basically it's coming to this point where if the price target's $8, the more lower it goes, like the better it looks to me. So Near and Solana, again, 2 kind of like fairly high market cap coins. That's okay. But yep, again, we are experiencing this outflow of Ethereum. Again, with Bitcoin, it lasted for a month. So we are only on week 1. We might have 3 more weeks of Ethereum dropping, but I expect like the market to shoot up. I think people are going to get wind that there's like 3 rate cuts coming, and that's going to, again, reverse the markets. I think markets are just unwinding a little bit, and we should probably see a bounce after the FOMC meeting. All right, everyone. Thank you all. I'm very tired and sick, and I need to write the newsletter. I'll see you next time.